Have you ever felt like your mind works in ways others can't quite follow? You speak, but people stare, not because they're listening, but because they don't understand. You explain your thoughts, but they drift away, lost somewhere between your words. And you start to wonder, maybe I'm not meant to be understood. But what if I told you this loneliness, this constant feeling of being too much, is actually a sign that your intelligence, your depth, your awareness runs deeper than most people's comfort zones? Tonight, we explore 10 subtle signs that reveal you're not ordinary. You're too smart for most people. But first, ask yourself this: when was the last time you truly felt seen? You overthink, they say. But what if your overthinking isn't a curse? What if it's clarity? Your mind connects threads others overlook. Every silence, every gesture, every hidden motive, while most people react. You analyze. You can't help but look deeper. It's your instinct. You see meaning in chaos, emotion in small moments. And because of that, you often feel heavy, but that heaviness is awareness. And awareness is the cost of true intelligence. Ask yourself, when something happens, do you just move on? Or do you wonder why it happened the way it did? You crave conversations that matter. While others gossip, you seek truth. You want to talk about existence, the human mind, the reason behind pain, not who texted who last night. But when you start, people pull away. They call you intense or too serious. And so, you learn to stay quiet. You listen while they talk about trivial things. And inside, your mind builds worlds they'll never see. You don't hate small talk. You just can't breathe in it. You long for someone who speaks in layers, who listens between words. But tell me, how many people can truly do that anymore? You notice everything. The hesitation in someone's voice, the tremor behind a smile, the truth buried in silence. You can read the room without words. People say you're quiet, but it's not silence, it's observation. You see patterns in behavior. And sometimes you know what someone will say before they say it. It's not magic, it's awareness. But being this perceptive is exhausting, because once you see too much, you can't unsee it. And sometimes you wish you could. Have you ever smiled in a crowd but felt your mind scanning every detail, like a camera that never switches off? That's not paranoia. It's perception, sharpened by intelligence. You've always found peace in silence, while others fear being alone. You crave it because in solitude, your mind finally breathes. You can hear your thoughts without interruption, and they speak louder than any conversation. People call it isolation, but you call it clarity. You don't avoid others, you just can't connect with noise that lacks depth. And that confuses people. They think something's wrong with you. But maybe you've simply found what few ever do: comfort in your own company. Tell me, when was the last time you sat in silence, and actually felt complete? You feel emotions so deeply, it sometimes hurt. A word, a tone, a memory, they can echo inside you for days. You don't just see people's pain. You absorb it, because your intelligence isn't just logical, it's emotional. You understand why people do what they do, even when it breaks you. And that understanding makes you compassionate, but also vulnerable. You can't switch it off, because empathy isn't a choice. It's the cost of awareness. So tell me, when you comfort someone, do you feel their pain as if it were your own? You often doubt yourself, not because you lack intelligence, but because you're too aware of everything you don't know. You've seen enough to realize how little anyone truly understands. And that humility, that quiet doubt, is a mark of brilliance. While others speak with blind certainty, you hesitate because your mind sees complexity, not simplicity. For you question everything, including your own thoughts. That's not weakness. That's intellectual honesty. But tell me, have you ever stayed quiet, not because you didn't know the answer, but because you understood how deep the question really was? You're not easily impressed. Fame, money, status, they mean little to you. You can spot arrogance disguised as confidence and lies dressed as charm. You see through the masks people wear, and it makes you detached, proof authenticity. But it's rare, because most people chase attention, not depth. And you chase truth. You'd rather walk alone than stand in shallow admiration. And yet part of you still wonders, will anyone ever understand what truly moves you? You've never cared much for approval. You speak truth, even when it makes people uncomfortable. Because deep down, you know truth matters more than acceptance. You question everything. Society, rules, even yourself. Not because you're rebellious, but because blind obedience feels like a cage. You'd rather be misunderstood for honesty than praised for pretending. You see, most people protect their comfort. You protect your clarity. And maybe that's why you often feel alone. Few can stand beside someone who refuses to lie, even gently. So tell me, when was the last time you stayed silent, knowing the truth, because you knew they wouldn't understand it? There are times you feel detached, almost like an observer in your own world. You watch people chase chaos, noise, and illusion, while you crave stillness. You understand emotions, but struggle to fit into them. The world feels too loud, too shallow, too fast, and you too aware of it all. You're not lonely, you're awake. And being awake in a sleeping world feels like a curse. You see beauty and tragedy in everything. And sometimes you wonder, is it worth understanding so much when it costs you peace? That's the paradox of intelligence. The deeper you see, the harder it becomes to look away. You never stop learning. Your curiosity has no finish line. You read, watch, question, not to prove anything, but to understand. Every book, every idea is a door, and you can't help but open it. Your hunger for knowledge isn't pride, it's survival, because your mind feels alive only when it's exploring something new. While others rest in certainty, you wander through mystery. And though it can be exhausting, it's also beautiful to carry a mind that never stops asking why. Tell me, when was the last time something truly satisfied your curiosity? Or has nothing ever been enough? And now you understand. Being too smart for most people isn't arrogance. It's awareness. It's the ability to see beyond what others notice, to feel deeper than words can describe, to question when others accept. It's a blessing wrapped in isolation, a gift most will never recognize. But you see the world differently. You were never meant to fit in. You were meant to observe, to understand, to create meaning out of chaos. So, if you've ever felt unseen, unheard, misunderstood, remember rare minds are never easily understood. They're not meant to be, because brilliance, true brilliance, shines brightest in the dark. Asterisk.